What's going on, Stim junkies? Hi, Stim Ace here, and I do hope you're sitting down because I got one heck of a review coming your way. This one's gonna slap you guys. It's gonna slap you silly, and you're not even gonna know what you have coming your way, because what we're reviewing today is the Epitome pre-workout from Nutra Innovations. Yeah, guys, I can hear you all right now saying, oh, this looks like such a plain tub. There's no crazy 3D skeleton popping out at me. But you know what, guys? Labels are just labels. Covers are just covers. And aesthetics are just aesthetics. It's as simple as that. This thing, despite looking very ordinary, very plain, very uneventful, this thing is on a whole other level, okay, guys? You're watching Hi Stim Ace because you're looking for the latest and best in the Stim Junkie pre-workout realm. You guys are always looking for the next crazy hitter that's gonna smack you and have you tweaking while you're at the gym, right? Well, you came to the right review, because this product here does just that. I ran this insane pre-workout 3 times over the last 2 weeks at different dosages, and one time I did pair it with some pump capsules. I'm going to tell you all the experiences and tell you guys how to best utilize this pre-workout to give you the most insane and intense, over-the-top Stim Junkie workout experience. Let's talk about it. All right, what do we have here? Epitome Hardcore Pre-Workout Blackberry Lemonade flavor. Right off the bat, guys, this is a very solid flavor. It actually tastes really good. Probably give it an 8 out of 10. I don't like ranking flavors, but I feel like ranking it today, okay? So 8 out of 10 is what I rank this flavor. Very, very solid, goes down smooth, not a crazy bad aftertaste. You're gonna like it. Let's begin by breaking down this label. 1 scoop yields 19.5 grams, and 1 flat scoop gave me exactly 20 grams. So they got this scooper right on the money. But no matter what, guys, always weigh your scoops out. You never know if they vary from tub to tub. Always weigh out your pre-workouts, especially when it comes to something insane like this bad boy here, okay? You don't want to overdose this one because you might OD and end up in the ER if you don't watch out. We get 20 genuine servings in here, no 40-20, half scoop, full scoop nonsense, but we're going to talk about the dosages in a moment, guys, because there was one time that I actually lowered the dose to 15 grams, and I'm going to tell you why I did it and what the difference was. We're going to get to everything in the effects section, guys. Let's go over the label. We begin with vitamin B3 as niacin, 30 milligrams, vitamin B6, 640 micrograms, vitamin B12, 500 micrograms, and choline, 400 milligrams. Okay, now the heart of the label, the actual meat and potatoes of what we're looking at. We have L-citrulline at a very respectable 6,000 milligrams. This is a Stim Junkie pre-workout, guys, okay? It's not meant to emphasize the pumps, but 6 grams of citrulline is more than enough. We have beta-alanine coming in at the clinical 3,200 for the tingles, and believe me, you're going to feel the tingles on this one. Betaine anhydrous, 2,500 milligrams for the strength output, also the clinical dose. L-tyrosine for focus, 1,500 milligrams. Choline bititrate, 1,000 milligrams. Caffeine anhydrous, 400 milligrams. I like 400 milligrams. That works really, really well for me. If it's well-sourced caffeine, which most caffeine is well-sourced because it's not expensive to source it, then 400 milligrams is going to hit you pretty hard. We got halostacin coming in next at 100 milligrams. I like halostacin. It's kind of like a lighter version of ephedra. It's going to give you that speedy effect and really lock you on and get you a little tweaky in the gym. I like halostacin, a very, very solid stimulant, and one you don't see utilized in a lot of pre-workouts in this day and age. Synephrine HCl, 100 milligrams for the sweating, the thermogenic effect, and a sense of urgency. And I don't know if you could tell through the video, but I'm still sweating. Today was my 3rd time taking this pre-workout, and I did pair pump capsules with it, but I'm still sweating because this one here, it's on a whole other level, guys. This one's crazy. Dicaffeine malate, 50 grams, just to elongate the effects of the caffeine anhydrous. And we also do have caffeine citrate at 25 milligrams to give you that initial punch, if you will, that initial uppercut that's going to get you going 5-10 minutes after ingesting the drink. Huperzine A, 1%, 20 milligrams for focus. Rewolfia, also known as Alpha-O, 3 milligrams, guys. We got Alpha-O in here, okay? And it's not just any Alpha-O. This Alpha-O is insanely well-sourced and potent, and you're getting it at 3 freaking milligrams, okay? So this isn't for beginners. This isn't for the faint of heart. This right here is for veterans of the Stim Junkie game. And as if 3 milligrams of Alpha-O wasn't enough, you're also getting an additional 2 milligrams of yohimbine HCl to further increase the thermogenesis, the focus, the state of aggression, and urgency while you're at the gym. Before I break down my experience running this pre-workout 3 times over the last 2 weeks, don't forget to show your support by liking this video, comment down below, share the channel with a fellow Stim Junkie or a high Stim pre-workout enthusiast, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. All right, guys, so I don't know if you could tell, but I'm still tweaking a little bit from my workout earlier today. I had a crazy back, biceps, and shoulders day today, a little bit of rear delts as well. It was an insane workout. I was in the gym for an hour and 40 minutes, which for a weekday is pretty good, but I went full circuit training today. No breaks, no rests, maybe 20, 30 seconds rest here and there, but I was on an elated high the entire time. My heart rate was up pretty much 10 minutes after ingesting the drink. This one hits you very, very fast. You're going to feel this one 10 minutes in. By the 15-minute mark, you're ready to roll, okay? So you're going to take this one, depending on how long of a commute you have to the gym. Make your calculations, guys. If you want to stack pumps on this, you definitely could stack pumps on this, but I wouldn't stack a fully loaded pump formula because the pumps on its own are really more than sufficient, very, very solid, surprisingly. And I do think it has to do with the alpha-yohimbine. That also does help with blood flow. Quite the opposite of DMHA, but I said I'm going to go with a good alpha-yo hitter today. And I did run this twice already. Like I said, in the past 2.5 weeks, I ran this twice. First time was at 20 grams. That is the dose that we have listed on here. And the second time was at 15 grams because I'm not going to lie, guys, that first time I took it, I was tweaking. And I'm still kind of tweaking right now, in case you can't tell. I took it at 20 grams today. But the very first time I took it, this thing completely overwhelmed me. It was full-on survival mode from the 15-minute mark and onwards. And I didn't actually come down until the 3-hour mark. This thing is intense. Okay, guys? This right here, this plain-looking tub right here is no joke. And I'm telling you guys, this is for veterans of the game. If you guys are, inexperienced or intermediate, if you guys are used to taking something like Panda or huge supplements or, any other medium stim kind of pre-workouts, definitely start off with half a dose, okay? Again, this doesn't have the 40-20 on label, but you can definitely take this one at half a dose and bring up the servings to 40, and it's going to slap you harder than many other, even illicit pre-workouts would. This thing is going to have you locked on before anything. You're going to feel the caffeine. It's going to wake you up. You're going to feel the eyes widening. You're going to zone in on your target. And I'm telling you guys, this happens literally 10 to 12 minutes in. This thing slaps you really, really fast. If you guys ever took anything like Psychotic or Edge of Insanity by Psychopharma, this is like those products on crack. No pun intended. 10 to 15 minutes, you are ready to roll. The beta-alanine is going to kick in really nicely, not to the point of being uncomfortable, but you're going to feel the beta tingles in your face. I felt it in my arms a little bit, and if I would have hair on my arms, the hair would probably stand and prickle a little bit, but I do not have hair on my arms, so I didn't have that issue, but I felt a little bit of goosebumps and urgency. That is the word that comes to mind, sense of urgency above and beyond anything you could imagine. The alpha-yo in here is super clean, super potent, and it's going to give you that head high. Alpha-yo provides its own kind of buzz, different than DMHA, and what I could say about this thing right here is you're going to get that head buzz. You're going to feel almost like you took an illicit. Literally, it feels like you would take something that has DMHA in there, but an aggressive kind of DMHA. Not the happy, euphoric, floaty, where you're dancing and you're bopping and you're enjoying the music. This is a super aggressive kind of experience. And there's going to be sweating. There's going to be an elevated heart rate. There's going to be heavy breathing, and there's going to be survival mode if you're not used to this kind of product. So I'm telling you right now, despite the fact that this doesn't say 40-20 on the label, you can definitely take this at 10 grams and you can get yourself 40 servings out of this because this stuff is strong. It's no joke. It's not for beginners. So heed high stimace's warning. The first time I took that 20-gram dose, I was so overwhelmed and I didn't know what to do with myself. I was just hitting machine after machine after machine, and the entire plan I had in mind completely went out the window, and I was just literally hitting anything and everything. Ended up doing a full body workout, mostly on machines with some dumbbells, with some supersets, and I was in the gym for like 2 hours, but my heart rate was up the entire time. I was sweating profusely. I had anxiety. I didn't feel like talking to anybody. I had a couple of my gym buddies looking at me like, what are you on, Ace? But I didn't feel like talking to anybody. I was just locked into my workout, and that's all I could think about. Was listening to very aggressive metal music, and I was just focused on the mission at hand. The first time I took it, I didn't stack any pumps on it, nor did I stack the second time. The second time I did bring the dose down to 15 grams because the 20-gram dose was absolutely insane. But Now that I went in and I knew what to expect at 20 grams, I said, let me bring it down to 15 and see if it's a little bit more manageable. And the answer is yes. It definitely is more manageable at 15 grams. It's still got the crazy, insane sense of urgency, and the alpha yo buzz is very much prominent, but it's a little bit more mellow. There's going to be less of a survival mode. You're still going to sweat like crazy, and the heart rate may be up initially, but it's going to go down as you're training, as you're breathing, hopefully in between sets, because I'm telling you, I was forgetting to breathe at certain moments, and I wasn't even drinking my water. I was just so zoned in, and I just wanted to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So in terms of this being a pre-workout that brings you back from the dead, if you had a long day at work, if you're tired, if you're not feeling it, man, this thing is going to slap you silly, and you're not going to know what hit you. Now, today I did run it for the final time, my third time running this at 20 grams, but I actually stacked something on it. I stacked the magnified pump caps from Huge Supplements, and these are incredible. You take 6 of these, and they have nitric oxide precursors in here, so it's actually going to increase and help out your blood flow. It's not a stacked label. I'm not going to go through the entire label right now because I am planning on reviewing this in the very near future. Probably in the next 2 weeks, there will be a review that drops for this product here. But you do have nitrosogene in here, and you have beetroot extract, which really helps with the blood flow. So it kind of offsets some of the craziness that comes with this insane pre-workout. But at the same time, this isn't a fully loaded heavy pump formula. A lot of times if you take a pump formula that's got 20, 25, 30 grams in there, and it has a lot of different ingredients, it can actually mess up the synergy with the pre-workout, and it can totally change the experience. So I didn't want to pair this one. This is already a 20-gram scoop, okay? I didn't want to pair this with a crazy pump formula like a pump serum or like a Cannibal Permaswole or anything like that. I wanted to take light pump caps just to help out a little bit and to kind of make it more manageable. And that's exactly what it did. So whether you're taking Magnify or Bloody Hell or the pump caps from Chaos and Pain or whichever pump caps you like taking, it's a very, very good option because it's going to help a little bit more with blood flow, and it's going to reduce the insane stimulatory effect, but not to the point where it's going to diminish it entirely, because this thing is still very much present, and everything else I described, all the crazy side effects that you will experience from this, even if you're a veteran to the Stim Junkie realm, you're still going to feel all that stuff, okay? So heed my words and take caution with this pre-workout. Don't underestimate it. Despite the fact that this tastes really smooth and it goes down easy and there's no crazy aftertaste, this thing's going to smack you to the next dimension. So Stim Junkies, you guys are looking for something strong, right? You don't feel your other pre-workouts, right? Have you some Epitome. This thing's going to slap you harder than anything you could imagine. And if I were you, I would start off with half a dose to assess your tolerance. Maybe the second time, bring it up to 15. And if you're really, really crazy and you want to be tweaking in the gym for 3 hours, then take it at a full 20-gram scoop. Overall, this right here is a crazy high Stim pre-workout. And despite the fact that there's no DMHA or anything that's in the gray area on label here, this thing will slap you harder than many DMHA pre-workouts will. So don't you dare scoff at it, and don't you dare underestimate this crazy product here, okay? This one's incredible, and it's meant for you guys that don't feel your pre-workouts. You could take a whole bunch of products and you just don't feel it anymore. Man, have you some Epitome from Nutra Innovations, because there's no way in hell you're not feeling this one. To pick up the Epitome High Stim pre-workout, head over to my good friends at NutraCartel.com and use discount code ACE15. That's going to save you 15% off your entire order and help support this channel. Thank you so much for tuning into this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm still hopped up right now. I'm going to go take a nice warm shower and eat something, despite the fact that I don't really feel super hungry. That's another thing. This does kind of curb your appetite a little bit, which is funny because, again, no DMHA, no DMAA, but this Alpha Yo is insanely well sourced. It's super, super pure, and you're going to feel it for hours after your workout. So you're going to have a buzz, but it's a very, very high energy kind of buzz. So it all depends on you. If you can handle it, then definitely take the full dose. If not, start at a half and build your way up. If you guys found this review to be beneficial, don't forget to like this video, comment below for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and I will see you all next time for the next High Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody. High Stim Ace, signing off.